Hi everyone, today I want to talk about where the need or the impulse to cheat is coming from and how we as a collective we are maintaining it in the ways that we are interacting with one another and in the ways we are attracted to one another and how we are um, navigating these relationships. So like most of us, I've been in a few committed relationships prior meeting my twin flame. And as far as I know, for me, I was always committed to the person that I was in love with, and we had a very clear set of rules about what it meant for us to cheat. And we had an agreement on what we considered to be the act of cheating. And so in that structure, I never cheated on my partner, and I never be cheated on, right? But I did have sometimes some attraction for someone that I met or from my life, and sometimes even my partner knew about it, and it was never a big deal, because I knew very clearly that I was never going to do anything with that person, that I was committed and I was in love with the person that I was with. And I never gave a lot of importance because it was for me something that was passing through, and I was still interacting with them, but it was I never analyzed it. I never really tried to understand more than what I thought it was. Just an attraction. It could be one way or mutual, and it was something that could be sometimes a fantasy or inner inner kind of projection or whatever it was. And I really never questioned it more than what it seemed to be, just a passing thing, until I met my twin flame, and then I had to reconsider everything, and I realized that I had a lot of misconception regarding what and how we are interacting with one another, especially when there is some attractions and connecting to one another, and how it is actually impactful on our relationship, right? And so most all the twin flames who's doing this work, he's going to go through this healing, this aspect of a relationship, obviously, because it is a very important part of working through a relationship. But if you are like me and is a dominant theme in your twin flame dynamic, then you are going to look at it from every single aspect possible, right? So I'm going to share what I have learned from navigating it. So first case scenario is when someone is attracted to you but you are not attracted to them and you reject them fully, right? And it's a misalignment, because with every healing process that you are going to go through, the place that we are asked to come to is a place of neutrality. So it's neither a rejection or repulsion or attachment, right? So when someone is attracted to you and you're not attracted to them and you reject them fully, that's repulsion, right? And the limiting belief behind it is that if someone that I find not attractive is attracted to me, therefore I must be unattractive. It's that thinking mechanism that is behind that behavior. So you don't want to be associated and linked to the person that you find unattractive, because it has the reflection onto you that you are not attractive. That's not on a conscious level, that is the on the subconscious level. So the way to neutralize it is to disassociate with the quality that you are defining the other person with and the way you are feeling about them, right? So it's not because you are finding them unattractive that they are unattractive. They are just, you are not attracted to them, so they are not attractive to you. That's it. So it's a separate thing. And to find neutrality in the way you are interacting with them and not projecting this rejection onto them, because then you'll be projecting it back onto you in a way that they're going to keep showing up in your life anyway, because you haven't learned the lesson. You are going to an extreme of behavior. Second case scenario is if, again, they are attracted to you, but you are not attracted to them, but you have an attachment to the fact that you have their attention, that they are attracted to you, right? So you are getting something out of these interactions, and you are feeling more fulfilled or more valued to the fact that someone is attracted to you, right? So again, the way to neutralize it is to be aware it's a one-way attraction, and also you are never going to replicate what they're projecting onto you, and to, on a physical level, make sure that your boundaries are very clear, but also on an energetic level, because you can say, yeah, but I am not talking to them, I'm not reaching out to them, I'm not interacting with them, but on an energetic level, if you are feeding off of their attention towards you, you are sending a feedback loop towards them, which then they're gonna keep coming back to you, right? So it's a feeding loop that you need to break, and on an energetic level, you have to make sure that you are not feeding off of this attention. So whichever way you are feeling, maybe you feel power of having somebody that idolizes you or adores you, or maybe you feel more important, whichever value that you are gaining from having the attention, that's why you need to put your finger on and to analyze it to the point where you understand that is what you are gaining, and obviously putting into practice to not keep perpetrating this behavior with them. Third case scenario is if you are attracted to someone and they are not attracted to you. So it seems so simple, right? You're like, well, they don't like me, I walk away. Well, so first of all, you need to be very honest. That is the difficulty with this one, is to be very honest that you are attracted to them, even though they are not attracted to you, right? And to know that it's not going to be replicated. So to be aware that you are probably not able to maintain a relationship or an interaction with them, knowing that you're attracted to them. And to be really honest with yourself, knowing what you can do and what you cannot do, you are capable of, right? But most of us are going to tell ourselves stories and narratives that, yeah, of course we can do it, it's fine, it's not going to affect me, and I'm going to be over it, and then all of that, except that we get caught up in it. And then once you start that, you are going to start to also start molding in ways that maybe you could find validation from them. So what I mean is, like, okay, they're not attracted to you physically, or you're not their type, but maybe you suddenly become their best friends, or maybe you are fixing all the problems that they have, or you just help them solve anything that they're going through. Like, you are going to find any ways to be able to connect with them and to be in their lives, because you're attracted to them. It's very difficult to be able to acknowledge that it's only one way, and to say, you know what, this is going to be even more difficult if I keep interacting with them, so I'm choosing myself and walking away from it, because I know what I am capable of, right? So this is very it's quite challenging situation when it happens, and it can snowball to other situation where you become their best friends, and in the end it's 5 years later and you're still their best friends, and it's horrible for you. So that's what I'm saying. Now the fourth case scenario is when there is a mutual attraction. So it's also very difficult to break free from it, because there is a feedback loop that is never ending. You're both getting validated, you're both getting attention, and you both like each other, and but the first clue of all of this is, first of all, you are in a relationship. And if you have an attraction and a mutual attraction for someone else already, there is something that is not working. That is just the essence of it. And that is something very difficult to understand, I think, for us humans, right? Who are used to kind of have this behavior. It starts from that already. If you are in a relationship and you are in a loving relationship, then if you already have an attraction with someone else, there's already something off, right? There's something already misaligned. But because we tell ourselves, and in the collective we say, well, somebody cannot fulfill all your needs, anyone cannot be everything that you want this person to be, that you're looking for in a relationship, so of course you are going to be looking for it in somebody else and in somebody else and in different aspects, but you're not doing anything wrong because you are just, interacting with them and all of that. Well, the truth of the matter is that all these situations or these case scenarios that I've laid out for you is that whichever qualities or attributes or values that you are gaining from having the attention of someone, that is being attracted to them or in one way or mutual and all of that, it's first of all because you are not able to see them for yourself, within yourself. So you need to see only through the eyes of someone else, right? So that is the first thing. So when you are in the mutual, in this case scenario where there is mutual attraction, you need to analyze and to understand what are the attributes that you are defining yourself from having their attention. And if it's the fact that they find you sexy, or they find you funny, or they find you smart, or they find you confident, all of these, right? These qualities, and you are only able to feel them by experiencing someone projecting them onto you through their loving eyes or their attention towards you, right? So is obviously the whole work is to find these qualities and to know that you have these qualities within you without anyone projecting their attention towards you, right? But when I say all these behavior of interacting and having these attractions, that is one way, two ways, mutual, whatever, is basically a underlying unfulfillment that we have within us, but yet we still go into a relationship expecting and hoping that the other person is going to reflect all these qualities that we don't find within ourselves, from ourselves first, and we are relying on the other person to project them onto us so we feel more whole and more full within ourselves, right? And so they might be able to do it for some time, but it's only going to be temporary. And so because you started your journey of a relationship from a place of lack, of not having all these qualities within yourself to start with, well, your partner is never going to be able to maintain that fulfillment for you, because he can't, because they are not in you. So he can only project for a certain time, and then you're going to go back to a place where you're going to feel lack, where you're not going to feel his eyes on you in the way that you felt at the beginning, and then you're going to be looking for those eyes somewhere else, another person, right? And so it starts with just having an attraction and flirting a little bit, or having a light banter and all of that, and ultimately it leads to someone cheating or betraying the person that you are with, right? So it's all connected in that way, and it doesn't seem like it, because we always say, well, as long as I don't really do the action of cheating on somebody, meaning sleeping with the person or kissing the person or giving them the number and trying to meet them and all of that, then I'm not cheating on them. Well, actually, as long as you are looking for fulfillment or knowing more of your value or knowing more who you are and the qualities that you want to know about yourself, if you are still looking for them outside of yourself by just having interaction with someone that you're attracted to, even though you're in a relationship, is the same as looking for another person to reflect those qualities onto you by sleeping with them or having a relationship with them or having a kiss with them. So cheating in that way, there is no difference. It's just a different way of cheating. And I always say there's a masculine way and a feminine way, because the masculine, deviant masculine in that way is in the action, right? So they are more initiating and is in the doing, right? And we have more of a judgment towards that. But the feminine is doing it exactly the same way, exactly the same thing, but in a different way. That's what I meant. So it's, you are also looking for that validation and for these, fulfillment outside of yourself, from somebody else, but you're doing it in a passive way because you are not doing an action. You are just, interacting on the looks and on the connecting with the other person and feeling it. So it's in a feminine way. So, and it doesn't mean that the feminine way, the men, they don't do it. They both have it. So both men and women have the feminine ways of flirting or cheating and the masculine way of cheating. It's just that we don't give the same values to the masculine way and the feminine ways. We condemn more the masculine way than the feminine ways. But actually, it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. But it's coming from different angles, different ways. It's two ways that is deviant masculine and deviant feminine attributes of looking for validations and fulfillment outside of yourself from other people, right? So to me, twin flame healing or twin flame connection is one of the most complete healing work that you are going to do. It is a difficult one. It's a very challenging, it's a long journey, but it is so complete because through the healing journey that you are going to go through, working with your twin flame and then separate from your twin flame, you are going to have to tap into all the aspects in your life and in the ways that you've never done it before, right? And it's the most complete, because ultimately the human nature is to connect to other people, to have a relationship, right? That is our ultimate goal, to be in love, because it's the most joyful and exciting feeling to be in. But unless you are so fully in love with yourself, you cannot experience such a, the most beautiful and amazing loving relationship with someone else. And I know we hear it all the time, that you need to be in love with yourself first to have a loving relationship that is, very high level of love. But what does it really mean in every day of your life? And doing the twin flame work and going through the healing journey is going to teach you that, because you are going to learn how to love yourself and how to be in relationship with yourself and to know everything about yourself, because you have to tap into all the aspects in your life. And unless you do that, you cannot be in the higher form of love, like, which is the purest form of love, which is the representation of your connection, your love with source, which is the love with yourself, right? And your twin flame is only a physical representation of that love, right? So it is really that you need to be in the best relationship that you can be with yourself, so then you can have the best and the most loving relationship with someone else.